Hello everyone, my name's Alex and I'm a physiotherapist from PhysioFunction, and I'm going to be taking this level 1 different strokes exercise class today. So as always, we want you to have an enjoyable and challenging class, but it's really important for your safety that you exercise to the correct level. So level 1 classes are designed for individuals who may have no movement in their affected arm or leg. It is a seated class, so there will be no standing at all in this class. Please also be aware that it is a requirement for this class that you have somebody available to assist you with exercises as needed. Okay, it's also useful to have a drink or a water bottle nearby. Please make sure you keep yourself hydrated during the class, and also make sure you work at your own pace. Okay, so it's I'll try and provide some different variations for exercises. So pick something that works well for you, something that challenges you, but something that is achievable. And then if you need a rest, then please feel free to take a break. You can either pause me if you're playing me on repeat, or just join back in whenever you can, okay? So what we're going to do today, we're going to do a class focusing on posture. So what I think we're going to do over the next few weeks, we're going to always come back to this focus of posture. So we're going to start with a warm-up, and then we're going to go over a few techniques to do with our posture. So posture is obviously really important for trying to maintain symmetry and maintain alignment for optimal health, optimal movement. So we're going to work on that firstly in sitting, and then we're going to go through a circuit. And within that circuit, we're going to come back to this idea of maintaining good posture. Okay, so we'll get started. So the first thing we're going to do is sit nice and tall in your chair. So I want you to try and think if you can take your back away from the back of the chair if possible, or you're trying to reduce how much pressure. So you're not slumping, you're just trying to sit nice and tall in your chair. I always like to think if you imagine someone's got a string, or if you've got a hot air balloon attached to the top of your spine, top of your head, and someone's pulling you up nice and tall. Okay, so let's just think about that nice posture. Firstly, let's just have a go at looking over to the right. So let's get everything moving a little bit. Back to the middle and then over to the left. Fantastic. To the right, the middle, and then to the left. So just within your own time, we're just looking over one shoulder and then the other shoulder. Nice and steady, just trying to loosen up those neck muscles. Back to the middle and then to the left. Lovely, let's do one more time each way. Right, and then to the left. Lovely, okay. Next thing, we're just gonna do some shoulder rolls. So I want you to think about doing alternate shoulder rolls. Do a big sweep backwards with one and then the other. So on your affected side, I just want you to try and think about moving as much as you can, okay? So even if you're just getting a really small amount of movement or barely any, that's fine. Think about the motion, okay? So you're doing a bit up and back and down, up, back and down. Lovely. Really nice. Up, back and down. Fantastic. Lovely, guys. And let's change direction. So we're going to roll forward, big rolls forward with those arms, those shoulders, really get everything loosened up. That's what someone said to me once, motion is lotion. So we really want to make sure that we're moving our joints to avoid them stiffening up and avoid them getting a bit stuck. You like to think of it sometimes about like a joint's a bit like a rusty joint. So if you don't move it, joints sometimes become a bit stiff and a bit stuck, don't they? But if you start moving a joint, you think about it, then it can become looser and easier to move. So that's why movement is really important to try and maintain nice, healthy joints, healthy muscles. Okay, so next one we're going to do is we're going to do a bit of movement in our body. So I want you to bring your hands over to your right knee, and then I want you to turn and look over your right shoulder. So think about turning from your shoulders, turning from your waist. Hold that there, take a nice big breath in and out. back to the middle. And then you're going to bring your hands to your left knee. We're going to turn to look over the left shoulder, turning at the waist. Nice big breath in and out. Good. And then we're going to come back to the middle. Let's go one more time to the right. We're going to turn. We're going to look over our right shoulder, turn at the waist. Big breath in and out. Good. And then we're going to go back to the left. We're going to turn, look over your left shoulder, turning at the waist. Big breath in and out. Lovely. Okay, now we're going to do a bit of a side bend. Try and get some length in this side body. Okay, so we're going to relax our arms down at the side. I want you to reach with your left arm down towards the floor. So you might need to hold onto your chair or hold onto the armrest with the opposite arm. Reach down, but I want you to think about lengthening in that right side of your body. So think about those ribs coming away from your hips, nice and long through here. If you can, you could always reach this arm up and over if that movement is available to you. Okay, and then we're going to come back. Then we're going to reach our right arm down towards the floor. Again, you can hold your arm on the armrest, but think about lengthening that side body. Think about those ribs picking up away from that, your hips and your pelvis. Lovely. And come back to the middle. We're going to do one more time to the left. So reaching down towards the floor, holding onto the armrest of your chair or the side. And you're thinking about lengthening in that side body. So again, picking up from those ribs. If you want to, arm overhead. And back down. And then we're going to go the other way. Lengthening the side body again. If it's available to you, you can reach your arm up and over. Think about nice length, long and strong. And back to the middle. Lovely. Okay, let's do some marching now. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to do some marching with our legs. So you can hold your hands together and get your arms moving. Okay, we're going to do about a minute here. What I want you to think about doing as well, if you don't have much movement available to you in your affected leg, again, just try and think about joining in as much as you can, okay? Or alternately, you could just be mostly marching your unaffected side. Okay, just do what you can. Important thing here is you're just moving your body. Okay, so we're trying to get a bit of heat up in our body. Think about arms and legs. You're over halfway. Well done. Good work, guys. That's it. So just keep those arms and legs moving as much as you can. Remember, this could just be moving your unaffected side, if that's all that's available to you. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Lovely. And then now what we're going to do is going to do some heel taps. So you think about tapping your heel back in, tapping your heel back in. Again, if you have no movement at all in your affected side, you can just focus on doing your unaffected side. But if you have some movement, I just want you to try and think about doing as much as you can. Even if it's just a tiny movement or a little pickup of your knee, okay? Just do what you can. Move with what you've got. Lovely, guys. So we're going to go here. Again, you're going at your own pace. That may be slower than me, okay? We're just trying to move those legs, tap those heels, okay? You're over halfway. You can get a bit of a twist going in your waist. Put some music on while you're watching this. It's always good to motivate yourself and have some music on. Move to the beat. Okay, and stop there. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to go firstly into some work on our posture. So the first thing we're going to do, just to get everything loosened up a little bit, okay, is we're going to do some cat-cows. So cat-cows we've done before in our classes, okay? So we're going to have hands on your lap, okay? What I want you to do is try and sit forward in your chair if you can with your back away from the chair. So that's the aim. If you don't have the balance to bring your back away from the chair, that's quite effortful. I just want you to think about reducing how much pressure is going through the back of the chair. Okay, so you're just trying to sit nice and tall. So firstly, we're going to round our back. So this time we are gonna slump. We're gonna slump down, we're gonna slide our hands forward, and we're gonna drop our head chin to chest. While you're here, I want you to feel what's happening in that lower back and at your pelvis. So your pelvis is the big bone down here at the top of your leg, sort of bottom of your torso. So feel what's happening here. So what's happening here is you'll feel like your pelvis is sort of tucking back. Okay, so it's sort of rounding back. If we imagine our pelvis is like a bowl, okay, when we are slumped, okay, like this, our pelvis is tipping backwards. So imagine you're drinking some soup and you're drinking it. That's the movement, okay? That tipping back as if you were going to drink is the movement that's happening at our pelvis here, okay? So what I want you to do now is try and grow really nice and tall and think head nice and high. So really sit up nice and tall. So here, so you can always have your hands on your hips, or whoever's helping you, if you're comfortable with it, they could pop their hands on your hips to help you feel. Here, our pelvis is coming forward. So it's as if you're trying to tip a bowl of soup out away from you. Okay, so our pelvis is tipping forward. Okay, and then again, if we round our back, drop back, you can feel, again, if you pop your hands on the hip bones at the front and around the sides, you can feel, you could even just do one side, you can feel that pelvis. So as we slump down here, pelvis is tipping towards. So remember, we're drinking that bowl of soup. And then as we grow tall, our pelvis is tipping forward. So we're tipping it out away from us. Lovely. And again, we're rounding our back, dropping our head chin to chest. So pelvis, bowl of soup coming towards us. And then we're sitting up tall, head high, shoulders back. That bowl is tipping away. Okay, so this movement of your pelvis, or your bowl at the bottom of your torso here, that's your pelvic tilt. Okay, so our pelvis can tilt forwards and backwards. Sometimes what can happen when we're sat down a lot is our pelvis tips backwards and becomes a bit stuck in this position. We become a bit stuck in the rounded position. So what we want to try and do to try and optimize our posture, okay, which can again help with alleviating any back pain and stiffness in your lower back, is work on our ability to tip our pelvis forward and back, especially if we're often in this slumped rounded position, working on tilting that pelvis forward. So the first thing we're going to try and do now, so we've done some of our cat-cows to loosen up. I want you to pop your hand on your hip bone. So if you can pop both hands, you're going to pop them. If not, you're just going to pop one hand on your hip bone, okay? Again, you could always, if you're comfortable with it and you give permission for it, then you could have your assistant to feel the hip bones at the front and side and help you feel that movement as well. So hands on hip bones, we're firstly going to think about tipping our pelvis back. So again, think about that bowl of soup, taking your drink, it's tipping backwards, we're rounding our lower back, our tailbone is tucking under. Then we're going to think about trying to tip our pelvis the opposite way. So we're going to grow nice and tall, think about as if you're tipping that bowl away from you, and feel that length in your upper back. So you should be really growing nice and tall, tipping that pelvis forward. We're then going to tuck it back again. Okay, this time I want you to try as well not to round your upper back. We're just thinking about that movement happening at our pelvis here. So tipping back, and think about drawing in those tummy muscles if you can. So drawing that tummy button into spine. And then we're going to grow nice and tall. Think about tipping that bowl away from you. Okay, and then we're going to tuck back again. Think about that bowl tipping back towards us as if we're taking a drink. Good, drawing the tummy in, then we're tipping forward. Lovely, good. And then we're going to tip back again. So think about rocking back on your pelvis as if that lower back is rounding, but we're staying nice and tall here, tummy in. And then we're going to grow nice and tall, going to tip forwards in that pelvis. And then we're going to relax. Lovely. Okay. So that's a bit of basic movement of our pelvis. So what we'll probably be doing over the next few weeks is revisiting this and trying to get become more aware of the movement that can happen in our pelvis and how we can help improve our posture in a sitting position. So the next bit we're going to do is about our shoulder blade position. So when we're thinking about optimal posture in sitting, okay, and we're thinking about it starts at the pelvis. So starts here. If we are skew here, so if we're a bit wonky in our pelvis, if we're not sat straight in our chair, then it's pretty difficult to get, or impossible to get, good posture when sitting. So we need to try and make sure we're nice and symmetrical. You've got equal weight down to each side of your bottom, okay, and we're not twisted either way or sat sideways. Nice equal pressure down to our bottom, and that's a really good starting point to then build on that. So if we're trying to find optimal position for our pelvis as well for good posture, we're going to try rocking forward and back a little bit, and then we're going to try and come to the middle. So you're not super arched, you're not super slumped, we're somewhere in the middle. So try and find that middle position. And that's where I really want you to aim for when I say let's try and find optimal posture. You're trying to aim for that middle position. So you're not really rounded, you're not really arched, you're in the middle somewhere. Okay, so find that middle. And then what we're going to try and do now is think about our shoulders. So again, when we're sitting a lot of the day, sometimes our arms we can be quite rounded. So I want you to think about squeezing those shoulder blades back together. So if you imagine that your two shoulder bones on the back, your two shoulder blades, we're trying to bring them back towards each other, okay? And then I want you to relax. And then again, I want you to try and squeeze those shoulder blades back towards each other. What I want you to try and avoid is this. So try and avoid those shoulders shrugging up. Think about squeezing back together. And if you can, a little bit down then, and hold there. And then relax. And again, we're going to squeeze those shoulder blades back together and down if you can, as if you're trying to bring your shoulder blades and tuck them in your back pockets. And then relax. Lovely. Squeeze back and down, hold, and then relax. Fantastic. And again, back and down and hold, and relax. Good. We're going to do one more here. Back and down and hold, and then relax. Okay, so again, when we think about good posture, we're trying to find that middle position for our pelvis, so not too arched, not too slumped, and shoulders widen a little bit back and down. So not super squeezed, but just gentle squeeze back together. And then lastly, I want to think about length through your neck. So we're not sticking our chin out too much, we're not looking up to the ceiling. You're always thinking about tucking that chin in a little bit, as if you're trying to make a subtle double chin and getting some length up to the back of your spine. Okay, so that is a good starting point for working on that seated posture. That's what we're aiming for. Middle pelvis, shoulders gently squeeze back, nice and long through your spine. So we're going to come into our circuit now. Okay, I know we spent quite a long time on our posture. So we're going to go through a few exercises, okay? And I want you to think about that good posture whilst we're doing each of our exercises. So we're going to do a minute of each, okay? And we're going to alternate with some cardio, okay? So the first exercise we're going to do, again, think about that nice sitting posture, is we're going to hold our arms together in front, okay? You can have your hands clasped, or you can support your affected side. So we're going to think about reaching those arms forward, straightening those elbows, and then coming back, okay? So we're going to go for 1 minute. Off we go. We're going to reach forward, straightening the arms, and then back. Lovely. And again, reach forward and back. Forward, straighten those elbows. You could always have your assistant helping you support underneath your elbow, okay, for this one, just to help de-weight that arm a bit. And back. Lovely. And again, forward and back. Good. Forward and back. Forward and back. Really nice. Forward and back. Good. Forward and back. Forward and back. Good. Forward and back. Last one, forward and back. Good, lovely. Okay, next one we're going to do is some punching. So I want you to think about either holding hands together again and punching arms forward and back, or you can punch your unaffected side and just incorporate your affected side as much as you can. So this could just be moving from the shoulder, or if you have some movement, trying to punch that arm forward as well. Okay, so we're going to go for 1 minute. Off we go, punching either side. Really nice, guys, well done. Fantastic. Good work, that's it. Keep those arms moving. Keep that body moving as much as you can. Trying to think about sitting up nice and tall in that chair. Good, keep it going. You're over halfway. Well done. Awesome, keep it going, keep it going. You're nearly there, okay? Got 10 seconds. Come on, really push. Move those arms. And stop there. Well done. Okay, the next one we're going to do is another one for our arms, but we're going to get our body involved again. So think about that good posture. So you're sitting away from the chair, shoulders gently back and down, nice and long through the spine. Hands together. So for 30 seconds, what we're going to do is one side, and then we're going to change. So we're going to bring our arms up to one shoulder, down towards the opposite knee, or past the opposite knee if you can. So up towards the shoulder, turning at your waist, down past the opposite knee. Okay, then we're going to repeat on the other side. Okay, off we go. Let's go up to the left, down past the right knee. So trying to think about as if you're chopping wood. Down past the opposite knee. Lovely. And again, over that left shoulder, little turn in the waist, down past the opposite knee. So try not to collapse here. Think about keeping a nice long spine, down past the opposite knee. Okay, then we're going to change sides. Up on the right shoulder, down past the left knee. So this side might feel more comfortable to you, if like me, you're right-handed. Good. One side will always feel more comfortable than the other. Down past the opposite knee. Lovely. Up to the right shoulder, down past the opposite knee. Really nice. Nearly there. Last one. And down. Good. Okay. We're now going to go into some marching. All right. So on the spot, marching arms and legs like we did in the warm-up. You can hold your hands. You could just have your shoulders moving. It's up to you. Okay. With your legs, moving them as much as you can. Again, if you have no movement at all, you could just be moving your unaffected side. Pick something that works for you. Most important thing here, movement. So just move how you can. Okay, so we're going to go for 1 minute. Off we go. Marching those arms, marching those legs. Moving as much as you can. Really nice, guys. Again, think about that posture. Try and stay nice and tall in your chair, keeping that back away from the chair or lightening the pressure if you can. Lovely. Really nice. Come on, sit nice and tall. See if you can sit a bit taller. You're over halfway. Sit, keep that length in that spine. Keep those arms and legs moving. Really nice. Lovely, guys. Keep it going. Really good. 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Okay, please grab yourself a drink if you need one. The next one we're going to do is for your legs. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to, again, think about that posture. Again, all the time. We are thinking and checking back in with our posture. All right, so each exercise, check back in, try and maintain or like regain that optimal posture that we talked about. So we're not too overarched or over slumped in our pelvis, so our back's away from the chair, and then our shoulders are wide, so collarbones are wide, shoulders squeezing back, nice and long through the neck. We are going to be straightening out one leg. So I want you to think here about squeezing your thigh and straightening that leg as much as you can. Try not to pick that leg up. Your thigh should be in contact with the chair, and then we're going to go down. Okay, so we're going to do 30 seconds on one leg and then 30 seconds on the other leg. Now on your affected side, if you have no movement, what we can do is we can use your unaffected leg to assist. But if you have some movement, I just want you to try and do as much as you can. Main thing is here, we're really trying to squeeze that thigh muscle. So even if you squeeze and you just de-weight that leg a bit or just get it a smidge off the floor, I want you to try and do that to really connect to that thigh muscle and get it working, okay? So, nice posture, off we go. Start with the right leg, straighten out. Now, if you can, to make this harder, you could have your hands away from the arms of the chair and really work on sitting up nice and tall and down. And again, we're gonna go up and down. Lovely. Or arms on the chair, just sitting as tall as you can. Really draw in that tummy muscle. Good. We're going to do 2 more on this side. Straighten up. Down. 1 more. Down. Okay, other leg. So remember, if you need, you're helping it up and down. Or if you can, you're just lifting, even if it's not that far, thinking about straightening it as much as you can and down. So just do what works for you, but the main thing is we're thinking about squeezing this thigh muscle, squeezing that leg straight. Lovely. Get 1 more here. Good. And then relax. Lovely. Okay, we are going back to our punches for 1 minute. Okay, when you're ready, 3, 2, 1. Off we go, punching those arms. So remember, you're punching either your unaffected arm, moving the shoulders. You could be holding both arms together, going forwards and back. Or if you've got some movement in your affected arm, you're just doing as much as you can, punching both arms. Most important thing here, we're moving. Again, try and think about that posture. Think about sitting tall in your chair when you do this. It's a great way to add a bit more challenge. But you might also find by sitting tall, sometimes it makes the movement feel a bit easier. That's it, keep it going. Lovely, guys. Really draw in those tummy muscles. Think about getting nice and solid in that waist. Lovely, keep it going. That's it, we've got 1 more strength exercise after this. 1 more little bit of cardio, and then we're done. Really good, and stop there. Okay, last strength exercise. Again, posture, sitting tall, shoulders wide. We're gonna lift up our right knee, back down, left knee, back down. So sitting nice and tall, try not to slump back when you lift your knee. If you don't lift it very high, that is fine. You're trying to think about lifting it as high as you can, maintaining some good posture here, okay? And again, with your affected side, if you struggle, you could assist with your unaffected hand or have your assistant to help you, okay? Or we could just focus on good posture, or you could lift up your heel here if you can, okay? So you're just doing whatever you can, even if you don't lift your leg very high, that is fine, okay? Off we go, nice and tall, right leg up and down. So if you need to hold the arms of the chair, you can do. But remember, extra challenge, hands across the chest. And down, good. Up and down, try to stay nice and tall. Up and down, really good. Up and down, lovely. Up and down, good. Up and down. Fantastic, guys. Up and down, nice. You're nearly there, well done. Good. And down, lovely, almost there. 10 seconds. Then one more lot of marching and we're done. Okay, one more each side. And down, up and down. Okay, and straight into marching. Straight into marching. Come on, last bit. Get those arms going, get those legs moving as much as you can. Think about staying nice and tall in that chair. Keep that good posture. Really nice, well done. The last bit. Awesome. Lovely, keep it going. Fantastic. Over halfway, come on, home run now. That's it, keep it going. Awesome. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stop there. Well done. Grab yourself a drink if you need one. Okay, I want you to hold your hands in front now. Relax those shoulders, reach those arms forward. So you can reach them forward here or slide them on your lap and just really round your shoulders. Drop your head chin to chest and feel a stretch across your upper back. Take some nice breaths in and out here. Well done. Good. One more big breath. Really big breath in through those lungs. Lovely. And then I want you to think about bringing your hands, so you can bring them on the arms of your chair with your unaffected side. If you can bring it behind your back, then fantastic. Okay, hand on your base of your back. I want you to think about squeezing those shoulders back together to feel a stretch across your chest. Option as well is you can have a look up to the ceiling. Again, take some nice big breaths in and out here. Good. And again, big breath in. One more. Well done. Give everything a nice shake. Okay. Thank you very much for joining me today for this level 1 different strokes exercise class. If you've enjoyed it and you've completed the class, give us a thumbs up. And as always, we welcome any feedback. If there's anything specific you'd like to see in the classes, then please leave a comment and let us know. I will see you all next week. I hope you have a lovely rest of your week. Take care. And thank you again for joining me. Bye.